At Quinn Chapel, God has given us a mission to restore this historic edifice that was built in 1891. The board that you're looking at shows various things that we've already done over the years. We're going to take a walk, John and I, and we're going to walk you through some of the things that need to be done in fulfilling God's mission for completing the elevator and the back conference room. So John, why are we outside if we're talking about the elevator and the conference center inside the building?
Sure, Pastor Moody, that's because we need a new 800 amp electric service, and ComEd is going to drop a new pole and transformer right here in the parkway outside of Graham School.
What's that entail?
Well, they got a drill and they're going to drop the pole, they're going to connect the transformer, and then the new electrician is going to trench the street and run 6 conduit to the building.
So we're going to have to cut the street and run a new line over to the building.
6 new lines over to the building.
Wow.
For the 800 amp service.
Wow. So John, we're down here in the basement of the church and it's dark. We're using our camera lights to actually see where we are. Why are we down here when we're talking about an elevator and conference room up on the main floor?
Sure. Well, ultimately, this space will be used as an archive and museum space, but also the electric service comes into the basement from across the street where we just were a little while ago. And so we can have ADA accessibility. The elevator shaft comes down to the basement.
Ah, so I see it over there in the room next to us, that the shaft comes all the way down here to the basement. And if I understand right, the electrical comes in here and we have to start here as we're working on the building.
That is correct.
All right. You can come out now, huh? See, that's why you need the hard hat on. So John, we're here in the back area, the multi-purpose room, and tell us, what do we have going on here?
Sure. Well, we have been storing the elevator machine, cab, and related parts in this space.
See, over here, I see.
Over here, yep.
And so now, what are we gonna do with all this stuff, man?
Sure. The elevator subcontractor will install all of that equipment inside of the shaft. The elevator machine will be in a room down at the basement, and the cab, they'll start installing it at the basement, and as they build it, they will ride it up each level. So from the basement up to 1, up to the sanctuary level.
Okay, cool. Now, I see there's a brick wall looking thing over here. What is this?
This is the actual elevator shaft, 8-inch reinforced concrete block. So it's structural on top of a concrete foundation in the basement, and it goes all the way up to the sanctuary.
Very good, I see. So we'll be able to go from the bottom floor, which is the basement, all the way up to the sanctuary on this elevator.
That is
now,
correct.
What about all this space out here? What happens here?
Sure, this becomes your new state-of-the-art conference room. That can be used by a small group as well as a large group. There will be an accordion wall that will subdivide it into 2 spaces.
Now, where's that gonna be?
Approximately right here.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Keeping the corridor that connects this space to the kitchen, which makes our total back of the house, as you like to call it.
Ah, yeah, so that means that someone can come in from the ramp
Yep.
into the elevator to go either upstairs or downstairs.
That's
or
correct.
folks could come in for a meeting here and have a small meeting here, or they can go into the sanctuary, into the fellowship hall, have a large meeting there, and we can at the same time have church going on, or a much even larger meeting upstairs all at the same time.
Absolutely right.
That's great. And I can see, looking back over here at the doorway, that we actually have a doorway that leads to the access to the bathrooms and the kitchen.
And the kitchen, absolutely right.
Wow. So everyone would have access to bathrooms and kitchen at the same time, right?
At the same time.
Great. So we're in the main sanctuary now. So let's see, John, where are we headed?
We are headed to the elevator shaft that gives access to this level.
So here we are. Wow, take a look. Look at all of what's in here.
Yep, and we have located a water leak that is giving us some trouble just behind the scupper on the north wall, and so that will have to be repaired before this elevator lobby work is finished here at the sanctuary level.
Okay, and now here's the shaft for the elevator.
That is correct, and this is the top level where we get off.
So now our picture is complete. Someone can enter right at the ramp, go on to the elevator, and perhaps go downstairs to the basement if they chose to, or enter one of our conference areas, either the fellowship hall or our conference room in the back, or we can come right up here to the main sanctuary using our new elevator.
And enjoy worship, absolutely.
Great, John. So, John, after the elevator's all done, what happens next? What do we need to cover next?
Sure, absolutely, Pastor. Next, we will restore the limestone, then we will restore the stained glass, and once the shell of the building is completely solid and restored, we can move into the sanctuary and begin to restore the sanctuary.
Excellent. God has us on our way.
And we are following his plan.